Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Hopefully, you are doing well. Hello, Shazam Founder. Welcome to the stream for the very first time. Hello, hello. Hopefully, you're doing well. But hello and welcome. We are going to be doing a couple of things today. First, in this stream, we're going to be watching the Flesh and Blood keynote speech at World Tour London, because they revealed a bunch of cards and they're talking about a bunch of stuff that I find interesting. So we're going to do a little bit of react content. Just to see all of the stuff that they are going to be releasing and other such stuff. So it's already 8 o'clock and this is like an hour and 15 minutes. So let's just get into it. If it loads.
There we go. Better. Ready? What's up, Flesh and Blood? Let's go! The Pro Tour is back, baby. The World Tour has come to London, and we cannot wait to share this incredible weekend with all of you. Thank you all so much for joining us here in the hall, at home watching. This is going to be an incredible event, and I know you are as excited as I am to see what is next for our great game. So with no further ado, let us bring on the man himself. Everybody please make some noise. James White!
Yay! Woo! James White! Let's go! James White! Good for him.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, all my friends in attendance and the thousands of fans tuning into the live stream from around the world. Welcome to World Tour London!
Yeah!
Over the next 3 days, we will crown the 6th Flesh and Blood Pro Tour champion and all round have a jolly good old time while we're at it. Before we jump into an absolutely stacked keynote presentation, I'd like to take a moment to thank a few people whose hard work make this show possible. Firstly, our event partner, Living Realms, Fabio and Ryan, thank you for all your efforts to put on the big show. Our premier OP team led by Trevor Baker, Nico Glick, Tom Ebersweiler, Alex Watkins, and all the team back at LSS HQ for everything you do to put on the World Tour and make Flesh and Blood what it is. To Joshua Scott, Klaus, Nicolo, and the entire judge community in attendance and around the world, thank you very much for your service to not only deliver the World Tour, but our program of organized play that runs week on, week out across the world. Thank you very much for your service.
Let's go! Weekly play! Let's see if we can spot anybody we know. I don't know if any of the people who I know went to London. That guy looks like my dad.
To all the local game store owners, managers and staff who open your doors day in, day out so that people can come together to play great games in your stores. To the content creators, thank you for your creativity, your passion to keeping us entertained and informed in between those times when we're sitting across the table from one another playing great games.
That's me, kinda.
To the cosplayers, thank you for embodying the world of Wraith that we have built, for expressing your creativity, and I can't wait to see you on parade Saturday afternoon from 6 p.m, a show not to be missed.
That's cool.
To our event coverage team, Sam O'Byrne, Brian Gottlieb, Pankaj Bojwani, Hayden Dale, Aidan Kwasniewski, Kashan Rao, and the team at Savage Feeds, Ethan Van Sant and Nathan Dolman, thank you very much for putting on the show for all the fans to enjoy from the comfort of their homes over the next 3 days.
That is very sick. Good for them. We get to watch the Pro Tour because they decided to make commentary.
To the vendors, artists, special guests, and commercial partners who have traveled near and far to be here, thank you for your support. And talking about traveling near and far, my biggest thank you goes out to you, the fans, for traveling near and far from across the world to be part of this World Tour event, and for joining me in the mission to preserve the culture of playing great games with old friends in new places across the globe.
Woo!
So in the spirit of adventure, it's time to embark on the World Tour London keynote.
All right. What do you got for us?
The Flesh and Blood World Tour has established itself as the greatest TCG circuit that exists today, visiting over 120 iconic locations in 2025 alone. It has become the pinnacle of our mission, which is to bring people together in the flesh and blood through the common language of playing great games. So let's see where we're heading next on this adventure in 2025.
Where are we going? $1.5 million in prize pool. We have a battle-hardened... Oh, that's a sick Viscerai cosplay. In Tokyo, Minneapolis, and Santa Clara. And Hartford, I assume it's Hartford, Connecticut, Houston, and Milan, and all of these, Perth, Lushnir, I don't know how to pronounce any of these, Eddie, Sonoma, Tacoma, Edinburgh, and Rochester. Look at all those. That's a lot of stuff. And more to be announced. World premiere Tepe. Tickets are on sale now if you're going to go to Tepe. American National Championships in Las Vegas. Hey, what's up, Midnight? This is the Flesh and Blood keynote at the World Tour in London. They announced a ton of stuff. This was streamed 5 hours ago in London. Where the calling's gonna be in Bologna. I don't know where that is. In Auckland, New Zealand. Kansas City, Missouri. We might go to that one. Copenhagen. I don't know how to pronounce that one. It looks like not Fuji. Hamburg, the Vatican, I don't know, Seattle, that's a little hard. Australia, somewhere. Oh, I didn't know, I didn't realize it was Flesh and Blood, baby. There's one in Montreal. Pro Tour Singapore. That's sick. July. That's almost my birthday, was the Pro Tour. The end of last year's Pro Tour was great. Where's the World Championship going to be? Where's the World Championship? The World is in Philadelphia? Chat, we're going to Worlds. We're going to Worlds in Philadelphia. November, Flesh and Blood Worlds. We'll be in Philadelphia. We might as well. That's all of like the major tournament locations and stuff, so that's cool.
Wow, what an incredible lineup of locations we're heading to. And this part of the keynote is always one of my favorites. I love seeing the reaction when we announce some of these locations around the world. I saw you, Canada. I saw you, Edinburgh. But there's a couple of World Tour destinations that I want to spotlight real quick. One of them being Hamburg.
Where's Hamburg?
So we see you, Germany, and we're bringing cash
Germany.
prize tournaments back to Deutschland, baby.
Wow. I don't care because I'm not
But you
Germany.
might ask, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible because Flesh and Blood has been officially certified as a game of skill.
Oh, I guess because like you can't have cash prizes for gambling in Germany, I suppose. So this is a game of skill.
But you all knew that already, right? Because smart people play Flesh and Blood. And I see a lot of smart people sitting right in front of me right now.
That's right, James. You tell him, James.
Another event that I want to spotlight is very dear to me. It's the World Tour coming to my hometown and to the hometown of Legend Story Studios and the birthplace of Flesh and Blood. And when we head to the homeland of Flesh and Blood, the hometown of Flesh and Blood, we need to do something special for you all. So we've opened the vaults, we've opened the archives, and when the World Tour comes to Auckland,
Oh, it's Auckland.
we have a couple of very special things in store. Firstly, all of you who purchase a FaB or Go Again package before the 16th of May will go in the draw to win a private personalized tour of Legend Story Studios.
That's kind of sick, actually.
And it happens to coincide with the release weekend of Master Pack Guardian, so you all get to come and join us to celebrate that
Sounds like
at a special
Netherlands
in-house
company?
event.
No, they're from Auckland, New
But that's not
Zealand.
even the main thing that I want to draw attention to about World Tour Auckland. It's the fact that we're putting on a special double-header calling weekend
That's pretty sick.
featuring the OG Welcome to Wraith Limited with all Day 2 draft pods drafting Welcome to Wraith Alpha. That's right.
That's pretty sick.
All Day 2 draft pods, Welcome to Wraith Alpha.
That's pretty sick. Being able to have access to alpha cards is pretty cool.
But it's even more significant than that. This will be the last time that Alpha is available at any of our official events
Really?
until the
Okay.
10th anniversary in
Interesting.
2029.
2029
And I call
is
this
the
out
10th
as a
anniversary.
case study, as an
Cool.
example of how we're thinking long term. We just celebrated the 5th anniversary last year, culminating at the World Championship in Osaka. But we're thinking long term. We are already planning, and boy, do we have something special planned for the 10th anniversary. But we're
Nice.
already planning what we're going to do to celebrate that milestone, because Flesh and Blood will stand the test of time.
I sure hope so, James. James, I really hope you guys don't fuck yourselves. I hope it lasts
So
the
following
test
on
of
from that
time, man.
WTR calling, we have a classic constructed calling running over the Saturday and Sunday, and the weekend will be capped off with the Battle Harden on Sunday, featuring Arcane Rising, first edition sealed with a top 8 draft.
That's pretty cool.
Now this Arcane Rising event, if this sells out at the player cap of 224 players, I believe, that'll be
a
it
lot
for
of
Arcane
players.
Rising first edition.
Whoa.
The vault will be emptied. That will be the full and final conclusion for Arcane Rising first edition. So all in all, World Tour Auckland, an event not to be missed.
Nice.
Look,
Unfortunately,
this
I can't
weekend
travel
is
to
all
New
about
Zealand.
London, but in the not too distant future, on the horizon, we have World Tour Singapore, featuring the Pro Tour
That's
and
pretty sick.
all the Flesh and Blood fandom. Now, Singapore is a place that I
I've been to
personally
Singapore.
really love.
I went to Singapore in 2016.
And I cannot
It was pretty
recommend
sick.
highly enough that you should visit Singapore at some point, and preferably for the World Tour. It has very quickly become one of the great cities in the world, with a high degree of modern design standards, super clean, super safe, easy to get around, great food, and from
That's
my personal
true.
experience, it is a beautiful intersection of East
Wow, sexy women. I know, right? on the beach, Kasai, Syndra in the bikini, Victor Goldmane shirtless.
And Western
hot.
cultures. English is the primary language there, so it makes it easy for Westerners like myself. There are tons of beautiful things to see and do in Singapore, making it the perfect destination for a family vacation. And even for myself and my family on the way back from London, we'll be stopping off there for a few days to enjoy those vacation highlights.
It's also it's in the I believe it's in the southern hemisphere, for whatever reason, the whatever science reason, there's seasons are switched. So I went during Christmas and it was super, super warm, and we went to the beach on Christmas Day instead of snow. It was go to the beach on Christmas.
But I've said enough about Singapore. You can see how much fun Kasai, Syndra and Victor are having in Singapore, and you too can as well. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, and you can pick yourself up the...
Look at those! Look at those! Syndra Jakai of Retribution. Look at these. These are pretty good art.
Singapore
I like
exclusive promos. As part of the souvenir package. These packages have a tendency to sell out quick, so I highly recommend getting in fast to pick up your souvenir package and get your hands on those absolutely stunning promo cards.
That's pretty sick.
But that's enough for our play programs for the minute. We're going to jump into products.
Yeah, let's look at products, chat. Let's go. We get to look at products. Those cards will kick your ass, don't worry. Victor will, yes.
Alrighty, let's kick things
Syndra's
off
fine.
with the armory decks that are about to hit
The size
stores.
are bad.
Starting with Max the Hype Nitro.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to buy this.
He'll be racing into stores next Friday. Limited supply, get in quick on this one. The next armory...
Is that all he says? Okay, this is my problem with this, chat. Let me get on my soapbox. Soapbox here. The Capstone, the store that I work at, we have sold 14 KOs. We have sold all 12 Azalea and all 12 Jarl and all 12 -IO that we were given. We have also sold at least 9 of 12 of all of the decks that we were given, and we currently only are getting 2. So kind of sucks. And the deck looks really cool, and the deck looks really good, and there's some really interesting stuff that's going to come in this list, and we only are going to get 2, which is unfortunate. Oof indeed, which is quite a shame, but oh well.
Limited supply, get in quick on this one.
Yeah, limited supply my ass. Fucking, there's none. There's like no max decks. I don't know why.
The next armory deck to find port at your local game store is Gravy Bones.
This is gonna be really cool. This is the newest class to Flesh and Blood, and part of the newest set. And I hope we get a ton of these, because these will sell out fast.
And on board your Gravy Bones Armory deck, you'll find a few exclusive allies to the Armory deck.
Gravy Bones does look cool as fuck. He is a pirate necromancer. This is Sawbones Dockhand, yellow. 2 mana for a 6 attack, 2 health pirate necromancer ally. 1 mana and something attack for 6. Instant speed, do something. The next time you or a pirate you control would be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. That's pretty good. Also, that art looks so sick. It reminds me of the the doctor in the original Outlast. No, the whistleblower doctor from Outlast.
Including
That
the
looks
good
six.
Dr. Sawbones, the dock hand. And a neat little feature of Armory Deck Gravy Bones is the dual format compatibility. So
What does that
straight out of the
mean?
box, this deck supports both Blitz and Classic Constructed.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
if you shuffle all the cards together to play CC, it's real easy to reset it to play Blitz again. Just remove all the cards that have the little CC icon printed on the bottom, and you'll be back to your 40-card Blitz deck.
That's a pretty cute little feature. That's pretty cool. That's cool. That's nice to know.
So no matter whether your Armory events at your local store are Blitz or Classic Constructed, Armory Deck Gravy Bones with the dual format compatibility has got you covered.
Nice.
So cutting a path to the LGS in July, following on from Gravy Bones, we have
Armory Deck.
The history of the day is sealed with blood. Its blossoms torn and scattered.
Oh, it's the Ira Armory Deck.
And the way of the crimson haze.
Nice. So there's Max, Gravy Bones, and Ira Armory Deck all coming.
Remember
Wait, what did she say? I want to hear the voice lines.
the crimson haze. Remember.
Do you remember? Ira, July 2025.
Armory Deck Ira. The most important thing about this Armory Deck is it creates that new player pathway from the Ira Welcome decks through to Classic Constructed out of the box. Now
That's
the Ira
sick.
Welcome deck, it is available as that digital online interactive tutorial, but they are also available in pretty much every active gem store across the world as the
Yep, we have a ton of these ready to teach people at any time. The Ira Welcome
free
decks.
welcome deck.
Yeah.
And if there are any local game stores out there who currently do not have any, please contact your distributor to get restocks of those. They are always available and they are always free.
Yeah,
Next
we have
up,
a ton
we have
of
a
those.
pair of Armory decks in a way that we have never done before.
These are... This looks fantastic, honestly. This looks so good. But there's going to be 3 Armory decks. There's Max, Gravy Bones, and Ira.
Let's check that out.
And I will be purchasing all... Well, I guess I won't be purchasing the Max one. But what is this? San Diego Comic-Con? What is this? Is that Visceri? That's Prism. Or ALS. Prism and Visceri. Oh, it's the LL. They're making LL Living Legend. What? What is Weta Workshop? I don't know what that is. Next to the exhibit hall entrance D, it's San Diego Comic-Con International.
Well, I see where the crowd favorite is. Those Viscera decks going to sell out real quick. So Armory Deck Legends, they are convention exclusives and they will feature for the first time at San Diego Comic-Con, where we will be exhibiting with our good friends Weta Workshop and showcasing the best of creative talent from New Zealand. We have a
Nice. Hey,
prime
Timberland.
location booth just inside the entrance to Exhibit Hall D. D for San Diego. So these
Yeah, James,
Armory
it's
Deck
D for
Legends, they
San
will be
Diego.
available at selected conventions that Legend Story Studios is exhibiting at.
Mm-hmm.
So again, starting with San Diego Comic Con, but they will also be available the following weekend at Gen Con. Now, each
Is FaB New Zealand made? Yeah. FaB Flesh and Blood is made by Legend Stories Studio, which is based out of New Zealand. Convention exclusive Armory decks for Living Legend heroes is interesting. I feel like them being Living Legend is the only way that they could get away with this. If these were Prime, regular classic constructed armory decks, people would be pissed. But the fact that these are going to have just a bunch of old cards for you to be able to play in the Living Legends format, then that's cool. But if there's convention exclusive new cards in the Living Legend Blitz decks, that is a little silly. And those cards will be stupid expensive. And that would be unfortunate. I think anytime anything is convention exclusive, it's a little silly because then the resale value goes crazy and it prices people out of the game that we want them to play. So that's cool. That being said, I will make somebody buy me one at Gen Con. Or I will make somebody buy me both of these at Gen Con.
Each of these decks.
But let's see.
So again, starting with San Diego Comic-Con, but they will also be available the following weekend at Gen.
I might need to get into collecting FaB now that I can't find any fucking Pokemon anywhere. I mean, let me tell you, the cards that are worth money are the shiny cards and the cards that are good when you to play with. So the Majestics and the Legendaries and the alternate shiny arts are all worth money. But the majority of cards, like the commons and rares, are not worth collecting. But also, just start playing FaB as well.
Con. Now, each of these decks, they do feature one mechanically unique card.
No, why would they do? Is it bad? Is it bad though? Helm of the Arknight is a temper head equipment. When this is destroyed, you may put a yellow aura from your banish zone into the arena, Spell Void 2. I don't think they're that crazy. They're releasing Tournament Legal September 26th, alongside the release pack of Gem Pack 3. This is what I said. Why do they have to put exclusivity cards, man?
They do feature one mechanically unique card.
That's so stupid.
And you might be saying to yourself, well, these armor decks are going to be real hard to get. And
Yeah.
you're right, they are going to be hard to get.
Yeah, they are.
But we got you covered with access to these new cards. They will also feature in Gem Pack 3.
I shouldn't have opened my big stupid mouth. That's my bad. If they're going to be in Gem Pack 3 as well as the conventions, that's fine.
They will be in stores alongside the release of Set 17 in September. Both of these new cards will become tournament legal upon that time, so you'll have a reasonable chance to get your hands on them before they become tournament legal. Of note, these two new cards in the Armory deck are cold foils, and in the Gem Pack are beautiful rainbow foil versions.
That's fine. Just give us the card that we can get. As long as we can get the card, the mechanically unique card in the gem packs at some point, and not just the convention exclusive, that's good. I'm glad they did that.
All right, moving on. This is one that you've seen before, Mastery Pack Guardian.
I still don't fully understand what the mastery packs are, but we're going to learn.
And in fact, folks, this
How's the market for collecting sealed FaB? You need to get first edition boxes. If you want any money in sealed FaB, you have to get old 2019, 2020 first edition boxes.
This is actually the
And those
fourth
have money.
keynote that we have spoken about Mastery Pack Guardian, but we're nearly there, I promise you.
Mastery Pack
So let's check out the
Guardian.
specs real quick. 130 card set. It comes in the slimline 12 pack display and it retails for a smidgen over 50 USD. Release date in stores August the 8th.
Nice.
There will be release celebration events in stores across the world on release weekend, and you can get your hands on the Batter to a Pulp promo at those events. Now, importantly,
Nice.
Batter to a Pulp is not in Master Pack Guardian itself, although it is a tournament legal card available only through a number of different avenues to obtain this promo card, actually starting next weekend with ProQuest Singapore events as part of the pricing for that.
Great, another promo tournament legal card that is difficult to get. Wahoo! Battle 2 Pulp is a 6 mana, 10 attack, 3 block. If this would deal 4 or more damage, that damage cannot be prevented. And Crush, if this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, destroy equipment they control with no defense value. That's like fine, I think.
Then you'll be able to get it at the release celebration event.
6 is a
and
lot.
also at the early access Mastery Pack Arena at Gen Con.
That's fine.
So let's take a minute to talk about Velda. Velda is the centerpiece of Mastery Pack Guardian. The entire product is designed around her.
Okay.
And welcoming her into Classic Constructed, let's take a look at a few of her key cards.
This is a new hero that's going to be in the Mastery Pack Guardian, and whenever an opponent, good thighs, Gooners, let's chill, all right? My goodness. Whenever an opponent draws 1 or more cards during the action phase, create that many Seismic Surge tokens. At the start of your turn, if you control 3 or more Seismic Surge tokens, cards you own with Crush could dominate this turn. That seems fine. Hey, I'm just complimenting the fine-looking lady. All right. Luckily, you weren't here for the women in bikinis on the beach, Timborn. You would have went crazy. Put them in their places.
Look, she don't put up with none of that attitude, and she's going to put you in your place if you're starting to misbehave. This card here is a heavy-hitting package of disruption and tempo all rolled into one. If you happen to give this dominate, as Velda tends to, you can, be reasonably confident that you'll knock them around for 3 cards, drawing them.
What is it? It's 6 for 10, blocks 3, Crush. When this deals 4 or more damage, they discard their hand, then draw that many cards. That seems good. Disruption, and then you give them new cards to give yourself Seismic Surge tokens.
Them back up 3 cards and resetting your 3 Seismic Surge tokens with Velda's triggered ability.
That's pretty good.
Starting that Crush Pain train rolling. Another
Seems
key
pretty
piece
good.
for Velda is Seismic Eruption. This card is a pseudo blue.
This is a pseudo
You can
blue?
stash away in the arsenal to line it up with one of your critical Crush cards as they come through on a future turn cycle. This card.
What is a pseudo blue? That's not a fucking word. But also, this is good. This is a Guardian instant for 0. Create 3 Seismic Surge tokens. And because if you control 3 Seismic Surge tokens, you can get Crush and Dominate.
It's also real nice as a response to an incoming COC or the like. And then you get
Yep.
a few different Seismic Surge payoffs. And a good example.
Hey, Yogurt, what's up? How's it going? Stand Your Ground is a 3 cost. This costs 1 less for each to play. It's a defense reaction for 5.
Being solid
that seems good.
ground.
Oh, Solid Ground. That one was just 3 mana. 3. It's hopefully a 0 for 5 defense reaction.
But
which is
Master
pretty
Pack
good.
Guardian is about more than just Velda. It's about an opportunity to tell some stories from the history of Wraith.
Okay.
And this go round, we're actually going a long way back in time to the Third Age when the flow was abundant across Wraith. In the modern era, it's really isolated to the region of Aria, but back in the Third Age, it was prolific across the realm of Wraith. And so we're showcasing that through some variants of the Seismic Surge. This one here being
That is a beautiful
when the
Seismic
flow was
Surge token.
prevalent in Volcor, likewise in Solana,
That's very beautiful.
and as
That's
you're all familiar
incredible.
with, abundant in Aria. Alongside that,
All the Arya art is always amazing. But also I know nothing about
In
the
the
lore,
Third
so I don't
Age,
know any of that.
the old
Whoa!
roamed the land of Wraith. So we're showcasing the old ones related to each of those 3 regions, with Volcor being prolific for its furnaces and forges, crafting the greatest.
That art is insane. That's a 6 mana, 10 attack, 3 block. When this deals 4 or more damage to a guardian hero, destroy all equipment they control with -1 counters, heave 2.
Equipment and weapons known to Wraith. So that is reflected
That's
by
good.
the smelting of the old one from
My new FaB collector market about to pop off. I mean, it exists. Don't get me wrong. But like cards that look like this are what people are collecting.
Volcor. Likewise, Solana with its all
Blinding of the old ones. This is a 6 mana red, 10 attack, 3 block. When it deals 4 or more damage to a guardian hero, cards they own lose all abilities during their next turn. Heave 2. That's pretty good. Also, that art is
all-seeing
sick.
knowledge. An Aria with its abundant flow that
6 mana red, 10 attack, 3 block. When this deals 4 or more damage to a guardian hero, destroy all auras they have. That's the worst one by far.
enchants the very land
But, again,
around
the art's
us.
awesome.
So those are but just
Those
a few
look
of the absolutely
sick.
stunning marvels that you can find in Mastery Pack Guardian, as well as some deep and captivating storytelling, going back and looking at the history from the land of Wraith.
For those who don't know, Wraith is where Flesh and Blood takes place. But Guardian, Mastery Pack Guardian is cool. This is pretty sick.
Mastery Pack Guardian has also been designed for crack shuffle play, and I think that crack shuffle play has a really important part to play in the future of Flesh and Blood Limited. It is the fastest, easiest, funnest way to play Flesh and Blood Limited, and a great way to introduce new
Draft is
players
pretty great.
to a simplified Limited experience. But I will be honest, this is still something that we are refining for the Mastery Pack experience. As I said, Mastery Pack Guardian is centered entirely around Volda. I personally love sitting down and playing a whole bunch of Volda mirror matches. Other folks, they like a bit more variability to their limited experiences. So you heard it here first. The next Mastery Pack off the line actually features 3 heroes, offering more variety.
So this one is all built around Guardians and bringing Volda to Classic Constructed. But the next one's going to have like a three hero limited experience.
And archetypes to your crack shuffle play limited experience.
That's interesting.
And again, we have this product with the release celebrations hitting stores from August the 8th, with more info coming soon on FaBTCG.com and our socials. And again, you can find this with
Nice.
early access at Gen Con. There'll be Crack Shuffle Play Arena running all 4 days of Gen Con.
I might have to go to Gen Con.
All right, folks,
My
we've got
goodness. QD, I'm not watching that right now. Sorry.
something for you social gamers out there. I alluded to this at the Osaka keynote, and we're delivering.
The Guardian Mastery Pack is something they've been talking about forever, and now that it's here, it looks pretty sick. So, that's pretty great. It looks good. That goblin me for real, though. This guy over here, that's you. I'm her. Whoever this is, I'm her.
Everyone on it right now, Smash Palace.
Smash Palace.
So it is a crack 'em and smack 'em multiplayer arena brawl, which features a new event deck social play mode. You have 7 different heroes to choose from.
Their attempt at creating a commander format like Magic's Commander was pretty bad. So this is their next attempt at targeting commander players.
In Smash Palace. And it is super simple and super fast
is
to
pretty
start
good.
playing.
It's a good thing
Set
for
up
them to
and
do.
start playing in minutes and keep playing for hours. It is powered up by Mastery Pack Guardian, Crack, Shuffle, and Play. So it really is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Crack 3 packs, remove the last 3 cards from each of them, and shuffle the rest of the cards together and play. It's
Nice.
as easy as 1, 2, 3.
That is pretty good.
So we're going to dive into the event deck a little bit in a sec, but I'm going to just run through the basics of how it works, and it's real simple. The event deck is a shared deck that sits in the middle of the table.
Okay.
At the beginning of each action phase, flip over the top card of the event deck and
Okay.
do what it says.
Okay.
During the end of
That's pretty cool.
the turn phase, or if any of the event deck cards are destroyed, put it back on the bottom of the event deck. It's that
Okay.
simple.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
And again, we will have Crack Shuffle Play available at Gen Con all 4 days in the Flesh and Blood Arena, so get on down for early access to that. But let's have a look at some of the cards that you will find in
That is pretty cool. Okay, so basically you have a bunch of players, or you have 4 players sitting around a table, and this event deck in the middle. And at the beginning of someone's turn, you flip it over, and then you do what it says, which is pretty cool.
The event deck. Crowd rules fight, pretty simple, bit of a power buff, and it allows you to attack anyone at the table, breaking that constraint that normally exists in multiplayer of only attacking left and right.
Yeah, that's why UPF kind of sucks, is you can only attack the person to the left and the right of you. You can't attack diagonally, which is kind of weird, but it's just, there's cards that are designed around that, like crowd roars fight. Oops.
We have a bunch of catch-up mechanics, like rally the underdog. If you're behind, this is going to get you back in the game real
Draw a card if you have less health than an opponent.
quick.
Draw 2 cards. That's good.
Then we have a few iconic figures making their presence known for the first time, like Big Papa Goldmane exerting his...
Yo, that's Victor Goldmane's dad. That's fucking sick. Timborn said, fuck it. Redeem, take a shot. Shots tonight, Timborn. Oh, I'm glad I ate a little bit of food before this stream, then. My goodness. I'm sorry, James. I gotta take a minute. Alright. Dang, the worst time to get ads. I'd take them with you in condolence if I wouldn't just leave drunkenly watch Twitch stream alone in the dark. That's a little bit too no life, even for me. I can show up soon, drinking is worth it. You don't say, hey, pretty boy. Here's a little lemon lime shot. That's completed. Oh boy. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe on YouTube and follow on Twitch. This is like a 2-week-old Coca-Cola that I forgot about as a chaser. There you go. I'm taking this off for this. Ooh. Man, the Coke really makes it go down way smoother. Oh. I tried some new whiskey the other night and wasn't too bad. Beat the fuck out of coconut Bacardi I've been making myself suffer through. Ooh. Coconut anything is not worth it. Coconut's a weird flavor to put in alcohol, I think.
his
All right.
influence.
It's Victor Goldmane's dad. Create a gold token. Your next attack this turn is when this attack gets plus X, where X is the number of gold.
It's known for the first time, like big Papa Goldmane exerting his influence, as only the Goldmanes do over the deathmatch arena. And then we got some big headliners. Take another turn. Need I say?
Code of conduct: kill or be killed until the end of the turn. You may attack any opposing hero, and when you deal lethal damage to them, take an extra turn. That's
more.
sick. This seems like a fun format. The pit
Let's take
fighter is all designed for UPF,
A look at a
only
couple of
legal
the
in
new
UPF.
pit fighters introduced with Smash
Makes
Palace.
sense.
But first, I want to just cover off what a pit fighter is. It is a new hero subtype introduced with this product and will become part of our ongoing design toolkit into the future. So pit fighter heroes, they are only legal in multiplayer formats, primarily being UPF or Ultimate Pit Fight.
Nice.
So let's check out a couple of them.
They're really, really trying to. Excuse me. They're really trying to push the social, the commander competitor, which is actually pretty cool to see.
We have Fight Master Cox. So this wily character, he is in order. So he is in charge of keeping the order of events within the deathmatch arena, and he is sure to stack those events in your favor.
James, tell us what the fuck this symbol means, please, for the love of God. I don't think they've announced what this symbol means yet, but they're showing so many cards with this symbol. I love the mechanic of murder. Take an extra turn. It feels nice to go. Yeah. I think it's good. It rewards good setup.
Then we have this.
This is oh, well, I guess we're gonna go through all of them. 4 attack, 19 health, destroy a gold you control. Look at the top 3 cards of the event deck, then put them back in any order. Go again.
Stack those events in your favor.
Sure, stack the events in your favor. 4 attack, 20 health. When this attacks get plus, or your attacks get +1 while attacking a hero who controls a seismic surge token. Okay. She has dinosaur feet. Look at that. Whenever you attack a guardian hero, clash with them, the winner creates a seismic surge. Nice.
Then we have this beautiful, beautiful hero, Groundbreaker Crix. Just such a stunning hero, the first centaur hero that we have made.
She's a centaur.
And I'm sure that we're going to be seeing more of Crix in the future.
Oh, we're going to be seeing more of Crix in the future? Interesting. Oh, James Wise said it's literally tap. Oh, okay. So we are tapping in Flesh and Blood now. I didn't hear that. Ain't much more left to see, bruh. I mean, I think it means that she's gonna come to a different format, other than UPF. Thank you, Scott. Soft. Am I dumb? Soft C. Thank you. James Wade literally said it's tap. I didn't know that, but thank you for informing me. I appreciate it.
But perhaps one of the most important things about the Smash Palace and
What is
Master Pack
important?
Guardian release bundle
Bravo.
is Welcome Deck Bravo, a new player pathway. One of the most important things about the Smash Palace and Master
What is
Pack
it?
Guardian release bundle is Welcome Deck Bravo, a new player pathway. So Welcome Deck Bravo has been designed specifically.
Hello, Kaz, Blair, and we are FaB the Gathering. We are gathering some FaB.
To learn the core mechanics of both.
So instead of once per turn, we're just tapping now. Learn to play with Welcome Deck Bravo, Smash Face with Smash Palace, or Master Your Class with the Mastery Pack Guardian.
Master Pack Guardian and Smash Palace.
Makes sense.
It will ship free of charge to all local game stores with your release day stock for Master Pack Guardian and Smash Palace.
That's fantastic. I'm watching this as a I'm watching this as a creator, as a event runner, as a player, and as a store employee. I'm trying to take in all of the information here.
But Mihais, I believe that we're about to embark on probably the part of the keynote that you've all been most looking forward to.
Let's go, High Seas. Let's go.
So High
That box
Seas.
art looks sick.
Release date 6th of June with pre-releases running on May the 30th, where you'll be able to access product, early access to product from that time. So Marlon,
That looks sick.
you're probably all very familiar with Marlon. You've seen her around already, but maybe not this symbol.
Oh, does he explain the symbol? Thank God.
This is tap.
Okay, it's tap.
This is tap.
Everyone's laughing because it's fucking stupid. Get tap out of my not Magic the Gathering.
You turn your card sideways to show that you've used it. And in Flesh and Blood, all your cards untap during your end of turn phase.
Oh, during the end of turn phase. Interesting. Okay.
If any permanents enter the arena with tap abilities, you can use them straight away. It
Okay, so there's no summoning sickness on tap.
really is that easy. I'm sure you've all seen this mechanic around over the years.
Good reaction by the crowd. It's kind of funny. Just fucking... I'm sure you guys have seen this before.
I want to spend a minute to talk about the motivation behind each of our 3 heroes featured in High Seas, starting
this
with
is
Marlon.
fun. Chat, get your lore books out.
So she's a pirate, she wants gold, but what does she want gold for? She wants it to buy goldfin harpoons, because them be the best things to hunt, to go fish the biggest.
Hold on, what's this card? King, Kraken, Harpoon, 2 mana, 6 attack, red, block 3. Go fish. When this hits a hero, they choose and reveal a card from their hand. If it is a non-attack action card, they discard it, and you create a gold token. If you've activated a cannon this turn, don't know what a cannon is yet, instead, look at their hand and choose the card itself.
Baddest big game trophies out there. Why? Fame and fortune.
Of course, fame and fortune.
But I encourage you all to keep a keen lookout over the weekend, and you might find Marlon roaming around World Tour London, thanks to the incredible Carolina Alvarado. Come on.
Oh, Carolina!
Yeah.
I follow her on Twitter. I've seen her cosplays. Show her? Yo, let's go!
Stunning, stunning.
That's a great cosplay. That looks sick.
If you happen to snap a shot with Carolina over the weekend and you post it to our socials using the FaB London hashtag, you could take home a pirate's load of loot for your efforts. So keep an eye out for Carolina, snap that shot with Marlon, post it up on the socials. Thank you very
Please don't be creepy. London men, please don't be weird. We're not
much.
at London, so it doesn't matter, but that's sick. Great cosplay.
And let's check out Puffin.
Yeah! This feels immoral. Yeah, take a picture with the chick in the pirate outfit and we'll give you shit if you post it on social media.
No, Puffin's
James White has a lot of trust in a bunch of sweaty fucking gamers.
motivations are a little bit different. Likewise, she's a pirate. She's after gold. But she's
Puffin's
not
cool,
after it to
though.
go buy stuff. Her
No.
motivation is about engineering that gold, melting it down, forging it, reshaping it into golden cogs to power up her incredible
That looks sick. That art looks awesome. That is a mechanologist attack action. Okay, there's a couple things here that are good. Photograph this woman in a cosplay of character deliberately sexualized for marketing and get free shit. No, you have to take a picture with her. You can't just take a picture of her. That's weird. you gotta take a picture with her. But Crank, this enters with the Steam counter. At the start of your turn, destroy this unless you remove a Steam counter. That's fine. A couple things. This is a generic mechanologist action, which gives me hope that there will be good generic ranger actions or cards, good generic ranger cards, which means Riptide cards. And that's really all I care about in this set. The defending hero must defend this with an equipment they control if they are able to. Thrice per turn instant. What? This isn't an ally or an item. This is an attack. Thrice per turn instant. Tap a cog you control. This gets +1. Oh, I understand. If this is the third time you've activated ability, destroy a defending card. Oh, so if you generate 3 cogs and you tap 3 cogs, this becomes a 2-mana 9 attack, destroy a defending card, which means that you're going to destroy the equipment that they're blocking with. That seems really strong.
Flotilla of flying ships, such as
Flying
Planeteer
ships are
Aeronaut.
cool.
But that's not all that special about Puffin.
What else is
She
special
ain't
about
flying
Puffin?
solo.
No. She got a little pirate parrot.
She comes in hand with a trusty sidekick, Polly Cranker!
That's adorable. That's so cute. Polly Karanka is a Puffin companion offhand ally. Okay. Perched. This can be equipped in addition to a 2-handed weapon. This cannot be attacked while it is equipped. So it's just a fucking little guy. Action. Action. Tap and banish this. Return this to the arena. Return this to the arena under the owner's control. Unequipped, tapped with a steam counter. Crank as it's entered the battlefield. You may remove a steam counter from it. If you do, gain an action point. Holy. Okay, so the idea is as an action, I will tap and banish this, and then I will return this to the arena under my control, unequipped, tapped, and with a steam counter, and then I crank, and as I crank, I will gain an action point back. And it comes in unequipped, tapped, with a steam counter. Okay, interesting. What is the point of this?
I'm glad you like it!
He's adorable. This little guy is fucking cute as shit.
Polly Cranker is introducing a couple of pretty neat things. Firstly, obviously, it's our first companion, and it has a hero super type to it, making it specifically and exclusively locked to the hero it belongs to.
Yeah, it's a Puffin only companion.
It also introduces a neat keyword, perched. So Polly Cranker stays out of harm's way safely until he is ready to swoop into the arena and help Puffin get cranking. Great.
Okay, obviously he's not going to explain strategy or anything, but I guess. So she just Polly just vibes until Polly comes out, and then you crank and do a bunch of stuff with action points, and Polly just kind of allows you to always have a crank available, which for Puffin is probably really valuable, obviously. But that's interesting. That's pretty interesting.
Gravy bones, gravy bones, gravy bones.
Gravy Bones, instant, tap. Now we know it's tap. Instant speed, tap, destroy a gold you control, draw a card, discard a card. Oh, we've already read all this.
Gravy bones, he be searching for something.
What is he searching for?
Something that only exists in rumors soaked in gold-kissed rum that make birth in the portside taverns. But Gravy Bones has time on his hands, in fact, an eternity of undead time, and he is determined to chase the golden glimmer of possibility, be it gold coins, be it sunken treasure.
Sunken Treasure, this is a pirate block for 3. When this defends, you may turn a card in your graveyard face down. If it's a yellow, create a gold.
albeit lost amulets.
Generic, oh boy, Legend of Watery Grave. You may only have one. You may only have one of these in a constructed deck. When this is put into your graveyard from the arena, turn it face down. Instant speed, destroy it, gain an action point as a blue.
Rest in their watery grave.
And
or
it's
perhaps,
a generic action, so anyone can play
or perhaps even the fabled land of unimaginable luxury and riches of Tropaldani.
Huh?
Gravy Bones also has the biggest, baddest ship in the sea.
That's a sick art. Hang on.
Has the biggest.
A pirate and a pirate without a badass ship. That's crazy. That's huge. That's crazy looking. That looks awesome. Look at this little bitch ass ship next to Gravy Bones'
ship in the sea. The conqueror of the high seas, and this card, folks.
Wait, let's finish.
This card is one of the headliner majestics of high seas.
Yeah, you don't say.
But not only can you get it in high seas, you'll be able to pick up a copy for yourself as the National Championship participation promo in 47 countries around the world.
That's pretty sick. Okay, so this is Conqueror of the High Seas, 4 mana, 7, 3 block red, 7 attack, 3 block red. When this hits a hero, destroy all cards in their arsenal. Beautiful. Create a gold token for each card destroyed this way. High Tide, if there are 2 or more blues in your pitch zone, this gets +1 and go again. So this is a 4 mana, 8 damage command and conquer with go again. If you have two or more blues in the pitch zone. That seems really fucking good. That seems really strong. I'm literally working on a video script about how Command and Conquer is one of the greatest TCGs. Command and Conquer is one of the best cards in TCGs. The downgrade from last Nats? How is this a down? What was last Nats? And how the fuck is this a downgrade? Do you see how cool this looks?
June the 6th.
June 6th.
We're giving you the good stuff. We're giving you the good stuff. We're making it to Nationals. But also at Nationals, we have the open to everybody national festivals. Giving you the good stuff.
Oh, whoops. Looking for scrap. Oh, this is just a we got a cold foil. Oh, I guess, sure. That's fair.
Wait, looking for a scrap promo.
That's a cool alt art for looking for a scrap. Ooh, what is that? That looks fancy. Oh, whoops, I didn't need that. This is early access, in stores June 6th. 1 treasury pack in each display.
When I think of pirates, and when I was designing High Seas, the one thing I knew that we had to deliver good on was treasure.
Treasure.
It was treasure. We had to deliver good on treasure. So let's take a little bit of a look.
There's going to be one of these in every single booster display.
And what's in the treasure packs? We have gold, we have precious jewels, we have long lost relics. We have the rarest treasures known in all of Wraith. We have one-of-a-kind ultra collectibles.
There you go, Timborn. Here's where you get all your collectible money.
We have prototypes. We have lost treasures. We have relics of the past. And this all comes in a tiny little three card pack. One being a map slot, 9 pieces to collect, one being a gold slot, with 3 different gold cards to discover, and safely sandwiched in between them, the treasure slot.
Okay, so there's 3 golds, 9 silvers, and
it's sandwiched in between so that these maps and gold slots.
Oh, it says it in the fucking thing. I was trying to remember it. It says it on screen. I'm an idiot. 9 pieces of a map, 3 different gold cards.
Protect the booty in the middle. So in that treasure slot, this is where it gets interesting. We have 14 different common cold foils. We have 49 different pirate booty cold foils. There are 4 legendary cold foils and 11 Marvel cold foils. You might see a common theme here. They all be cold foils.
Whoa, they're all cold foils.
And there's also a chance to find one
That's the money right there.
of 43 different lost treasures. Now those lost treasures feature about 1 in 1,000 treasure packs.
1 in 1,000, you'll get 1 of 43 lost treasures? Quick, someone do the math. What the fuck is a cold foil? Cold foil is the highest rarity. Cold foil is the normal highest rarity foiling. Marvels are alternate art crazy things. Cold foils is the best. Is it just like a hollow foil or what? It has like a silver sheen to it. I don't have any of my cold foils on me. They're all at the shop. But it's like the best type of foil you can get that isn't a Marvel. Wow, so sheen, exactly. Wow.
So that's a little sneak peek of what the maps might look like. 9 of those to collect. This is your gold slot lineup.
That's
with
pretty cool.
Gold being the easiest to discover, golden cogs being a bit harder, and the gold kiss rums being somewhat hard to find.
That is a generic token item. Instant, tap your hero, destroy this. The next action gains go again. You cannot tap your hero this turn unless they're a pirate.
Then we
9 to collect, you say? Yeah, the maps.
have the treasure slot.
Okay, what's the treasure slot?
We have the
Let's
pirate
see.
booty card. So every pirate card that exists in High Seas is also available in this alternate art, all gold pirate variant
That's pretty sick.
of the frame. And they are all cold foil. The beautiful Conqueror of the High Seas being the example. We have cold foil legendaries in the treasure slot. You will find the rainbow foil versions of these legendaries in the High Seas main booster.
So you can only get cold foils. Can you only get cold foils from the treasure packs then? Also, gold baited hook is a pirate equipment arms, battle worn for 1 block, action, tap. Your next pirate attack this turn gets when this hits a hero, steal a gold token they control. Otherwise, create a gold token. At the beginning of your end phase, if you haven't created or stolen a gold token, destroy this. Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then you have
Yeah!
Polycranker. He be popular. You'll find a selection of cold foil marvels in the treasure pack as well. There's also a ton of cold foil marvels in the main
Adorable.
booster pack.
Cold
also.
foil marvels in the main booster pack as well.
But look, not all treasure shines the same. Some treasure is prolific. It is understood. It is accessible, like gold coins.
Gold,
Some-
cold foils.
Some treasure is known but lost, sunken, resting in its watery grave. These Marvel amulets are super, super scarce. There
Okay,
is
that's
around
cool.
100 of each of these Marvel amulets that exist.
There's only 100.
And there are 9 different amulets to collect.
9 amulets, 100 of each. There's about 900 in the world of these cold foil Marvel
for
amulets.
each region of Wraith. But there's only 8 regions of Wraith, you might say.
Yeah.
But that'd be a story for another day.
Boo! You be dropping lower.
And then we have lost treasure. But if I be spilling them beans, them secrets, they surely gonna be sending me to the plank.
So we don't know what the lost treasure is, but that's cool. There's some crazy shit to collect in those gold packs, Timborn, if you're looking to start collecting flesh and blood.
I can't do it. You want me to stick around this weekend? Look, he's over there. Have you seen how big Joe is? He's going to send me straight off that plank. It's all lined up there. Here's your product roadmap, starting with world premiere in Taipei. I'll be there. I hope you'll be there too.
Taipei.
We have pre-releases
I
again on
pronounced
over
that wrong
1,500 stores around the world, and release day on June the 6th.
We, at Capstone, will have one.
Let's take a quick look at some local play. So pre-releases, a couple of key changes for the pre-release program compared to the past. Firstly, stores can run multiple pre-release events now, and they can also, yeah, good, right? Like, why the hell weren't we doing that before?
I get 12! This is stupid. Just so everyone's clear, they're like, oh my god, you guys can run multiple events. Yeah, but there's less. I literally got less allocation for pre-release.
Stores can also offer booster draft as part of their pre-release programming.
That's fun.
And very, very importantly, pre-release stores are allowed and able to sell high seas product from 3 p.m. on pre-release Friday. So it truly is, yeah, good, right?
Thank God. I'm so glad they fixed this too. As a store, we were losing so much money for people getting excited and then we're not being able to sell them product. But now we can sell them product on release day. That's sick.
It truly is early access from your pre-release stores.
That's sick. That's exciting.
This is a little snapshot of the pre-release participation promo pack. So there's a couple of things I want to talk to here. The first is the basic rarity tag. So in the past, we called these tokens. Going forward, the word token will be exclusively used for the card type tokens. And
Okay, that makes sense.
the cards that you can add to your card pool, like your heroes and your weapons, or the actual tokens that effects create from game mechanics, they will be labeled as basic cards.
Okay.
The second thing I want to talk to is you see here that there is 2 different bows. Now, when we're designing our standalone sets for limited formats, particularly for booster draft, we are always thinking about how to create multiple draft archetypes for the heroes. And we try and achieve this in different ways. An example being with outsiders or heavy hitters. We had multiple heroes for each of the classes, giving, when you're doing the draft, different pathways that you can take for drafting the different archetypes based
That's
on which
interesting.
hero pathway
This is kind of cool that he's giving us insight into this too.
that you wanted to choose. This go around with High Seas, both Marlin and Puffin, they each come with 2 weapons.
That's
and the
cool.
weapons push you in very different directions. So with this example here, you can see Red Spine Mantra. It has no resource cost to activate, so you can build a very aggressive red line strategy if you are drafting the Red Spine Manta build of Marlin. But on the other hand, you have the very resource intensive Hammerhead Harpoon
You just run a bunch of
archetype,
blues.
which you're going to need a lot of blues in your deck if you want to be activating this, but there's
Yeah.
some big payoffs for activating your Harpoon cannon as well.
Oh, that's a cannon. Harpoon cannon is a cannon. It's a bow cannon. Which means that all the stuff that says if you've activated a cannon this turn, something happens. You activate your bow this turn. Makes sense. Cold foil, cerebellum processor.
Hitting stores in August, we have skirmish season. So the key thing here is Cerebellum Processor. Puffin, she likes cranking stuff. And Cerebellum Processor
He can't be saying that. He can't be puffing, be likes cranking. Come on, James.
is going to be an important card for her. So we're giving you all access to that card once again, this time in a beautiful cold foil version.
Nice. I hope we get a skirmish. That'd be sick. She likes it, bruh. Let her be. All right, you're right. My bad. She can crank all she wants.
What? It's back! Ah, come on, you didn't think I was going to leave you stranded, did you? What kind of captain do you think I am?
Pretty amulet. The amulet does look gorgeous.
It's time to crack open the chest, people!
What is it? What is it? What is it?
I've been asking for a pirate set for a long, long time. Maybe the most fan requested theme of them all. So I'm very pleased to finally give you what you want. But when I think about pirates, I think about two main things: the spirit of adventure.
Yes. The spirit of adventure and treasure. Claim your treasures.
So, how can we make good on treasure? For me, when I think about the greatest treasures in Flesh and Blood, it goes all the way back to the beginning with Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising, and Crucible of War.
Sure.
The big banger, the original, the OG sets, and those cold foil fables.
Cold
But as
foil
you all know, we have the
fables.
reprint policy. We can't reprint cold foils. We're never going to reprint the cold foils.
Yes,
so
chef.
where are we going to get the cold foil fables and legendaries from? My personal collection.
James, you don't have to.
Let's get started. With High Seas and the treasure packs, all the fans around the world, new and old alike, will have a chance once again of opening these most coveted, treasured Flesh and Blood cards.
That right there, that's an expensive
We'll have a chance
card,
once
buddy.
again of opening these most
That's an expensive card right there. That's a cold foil Welcome to Wraith Fendal's Spring Tunic. This is kind of crazy.
coveted, treasured Flesh and Blood cards.
Is it going to be 1 in 1,000 treasure packs? There's going to be a signed cold foil original 3 set.
The king of them all, the Heart of Fendal, Skullbone Crossroad, Brave Forge Braces, Storm Striders, Grasp of the Arknight, Tickler Foundry Heart, Arknight Shard, Shiana, Twinning Blade, Tunic, Mask of Momentum. I have never signed a cold foil Eye of Ophidia, so this will be one of a kind. I'm not going to sign this big old stack, but these are some cool cards that not many people around the world have
Easy 1K right there. This is
had a
insane.
chance to get their hands on from cracking packs. So the marvels of our original heroes only ever featured in the History Pack 1 Black Label.
Oh. Original 6
So
Fable Heroes.
these are also from
Bravo, Visceri,
my
Dorinthia,
personal collection. We've got one of each of the languages of
Dash,
the original 8 heroes, the adult version.
Kano.
Some of the prototypes that we did to validate the double-sided cold foil printing, the OG, the pre-original Marvel card being the Bravo Showstopper double-sided cold foil English. So we're going to be putting 2 of these into the treasure pack.
There's only 2 of them.
Only 3 of these exist, by the way. There's only 3 of these that exist, and 2 of them are going to go into the treasure pack. The other one's staying in the archive.
This is a nightmare. If any product gets damaged, this is a fucking nightmare, dude.
And then this
Whoa, is that a library?
beautiful card,
That's a library.
the Great Library of Solana.
That art's gorgeous.
Only one of these is going into the treasure pack. And Prism. So this is the Marvel
Original Prism.
And the only way you can get this card is with the statue. We've only made 100 of those statues, so this card is
I can't wait for a new player to rip the pack and throw it out. No, they're signed. If the card is signed, there's no way.
incredibly scarce. This is one of the most beautiful Flesh and Blood cards for me that exists, and I hope that you enjoy chasing down this card and finding it in the
This is their One Ring, by the way. This is absolutely their One Ring.
High Seas treasure packs. There we have it, folks. All of the beautiful treasures and grails to chase in the High Seas treasure packs. Best of luck.
Thanks, James. That's kind of insane. They heard me asking
So there you
about
go,
the
folks.
collector
Treasure worth
scene.
hunting
Yeah.
for. My gift to you. I hope you enjoy the chase, enjoy the hunt, and you get lucky and strike gold.
That's the money right there, boys. Fendal's signed. Fendal's cold foil spring tunic. That's hot.
Folks, that brings us to the end of the keynote, but we're going to be joining you real soon for the Dev Talk Live up on the main stage here. If you have any questions for Dev Talk Live, we have a box floating around where you can write them down and drop them in.
All right. Do we care about the dev talk?
Why Brian doing? Because I'm sick and James Talk.
Do we care about the dev talk? This is another 20 minutes. Depends. What are they going to do? What will we do it if we don't watch dev talk? What time is it? I'm ending stream if we don't watch dev talk. And we'll jump in dev talk. Okay. We care very much about dev talk. Okay. Also, the guy who's doing these questions is a great
We're
Flesh
gonna
and
get
Blood
this
announcer.
Dev Talk live
This guy is a great commentator for Flesh and Blood.
started. My name is Sam O'Byrne. I am lucky enough to be joined by Brian Gottlieb and James White. These two people, you might know them. Let's give them a round of applause. Pretty sick keynote. Well done, sir. The first question comes from Sam O'Byrne, and the question is, how you guys doing? Because here's the thing. Everybody always asks, why James White? Why Brian Gottlieb? Nobody asks, how James White? How Brian Gottlieb? So how you guys doing?
Good.
Nice. Thank you. How are you, James?
I'm doing great. Look, we're at World Tour. I love being at World Tour.
Yeah.
How can I not be great? We had a massive turnout today. I think this is the biggest Thursday turnout we have seen at any World Tour yet. So thank you very much for joining me to enjoy this incredible occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so stoked. Honestly, those seismic surges, and I'm going to buy a lot of high seas.
Thank you.
So we're going to start off with a question from Ethan, and the question is, can we expect to see Merchant as a playable class in CC?
You have no idea how close you were. It's so close. I think I'm willing to pull back the curtain. High Seas actually started as a merchant set. It was a dual class merchant set.
Oh, interesting.
The intention was always pirates, but we wanted to allude to pirates. And it was going to be same theming, same mechanics. In fact, the set was most of the way done before the change was made to pirate. And I just remember, I remember reflecting on it, and we were having such a great time with the set, and I'm like, man, this theming is so good. But it really bothers me we're not just saying pirate, and then we're going to go out and do all this hype talk and marketing, and we're not going to be able to say pirates, we're going to say merchant, and it just felt very off, and
That's
we
fair.
talked about it, and
That makes
shifted
sense.
to pirate somewhat late in the game, actually.
I just got to say thank you, Brian. You're the one who called this out. I was like, yeah, it's just such a no-brainer when you step back and look at it. And I think the reason that we were trying to lean into Merchant was to use our existing frameworks, but it was definitely the right call. Just call it what it is.
Makes sense. Everyone's been asking for Merchant because Merchant has been a class in the Blitz format, like in the Young Heroes for a long time, but
There you have it, Ethan. So close. Very,
it was almost
very
Merchant.
close. Next question comes from your biggest Kasai fan, and they've left you an X and O and an X and O. Also kind of about gold in the next set. Will there be any more cards for other classes that interact with gold in the next set?
Because Heavy Hitters, if you guys don't know, Heavy Hitters was very involved in the gold tokens, vigor tokens, might tokens, and something else. It was like, I think it was vigor, might, and gold were like the three big tokens in Heavy Hitters. And now we're getting more stuff about gold.
Do you want to answer this one?
Somebody has to answer.
I will say, the more work we do with gold, the more we kind of fall in love with it as a mechanic. We had a lot of trepidation around gold very early on as we were developing it, but we've learned it's pretty safe, and it introduces a lot of good things to Flesh and Blood, a lot of unpredictability. It is card draw that works a little bit better for the game, so I don't think this is the end of gold. We have some big plans for gold in the future. I don't know about next set, but gold is on the radar much more now than it was in the past.
I would just chip in and say for our Kasai fan particularly that we do have a product with warriors in it and gold in it in the pipeline. So you're going to be happy.
Warriors and gold, anyone? I don't care. It doesn't say Ranger.
That's pretty good. I like to hear that. Okay. Applause for gold and Kasai in the pipeline. All right, this is a question actually from our YouTube chat. Thank you to all of you at home for hanging out with us tonight. This is a nice question. How much inspiration does Flesh and Blood draw from Maori culture? You want to maybe just explain a little bit about what Maori culture is and some tech, context for the people at home?
I don't know what this is at all. This is interesting. Okay.
Māori culture is from the indigenous people of New Zealand, and it is a very big part of the fabric of New Zealand. And we certainly draw a lot of inspiration from the culture of our homeland. And in fact, I'm really, really proud of how we have showcased this with one particular card in High Seas. You all saw the diamond amulet as part of the keynote presentation. And in fact, one of the other amulets, one of the 9 amulets, is Pounamu amulet. And sort of when you think about I guess fantasy tropes and you're creating like jewels or whatever, like it's very common to
I also realize that my face is covering James's face. You guys don't want to see my face. Oh, I don't know where. I'm going down. I'm getting tiny over here.
Default to emerald being the green jewel. I guess fantasy tropes and you're creating like jewels or whatever. Like it's very common to default to emerald being the green jewel or the green amulet. But we decided to showcase Pounamu, which is it's like a jade or a greenstone, and Pounamu is the Māori word for that, and Pounamu is very precious to the Māori people. So we
Emerald Mike mentioned.
I'm really glad that we were able to incorporate that into High Seas in a very elegant and beautiful way.
No, that's cool that they used that gem for the green gem instead of emerald. That's good actually.
The set cool. 17 that comes out later this year also has a really significant piece of.
What is it?
It also has a really way. The set 17 that comes out later this year also has a really significant piece of Māori culture included in that also, but I ain't going to talk about that one just yet.
You might have to wait for the world premiere. Now we know where that is. All of our friends in Montreal in Canada. I hope you'll join us there for the Set 17 world premiere. All right.
Set 17
we all
world
know,
premiere,
there's no name attached to this question, and I think I know why. We all know Traverse the Universe is the best piece of equipment. So what is your second best equipment piece? I think this is just, subjective. Maybe your favorite.
Montreal is like an hour away from me, bruh. You can go to Montreal. You can go to Montreal for the world premiere.
You're
for
the
Set
second
17.
best. You don't have to mention the Traverse the Universe thing. We know it should have blocked 0. It's okay.
We know it should have blocked 0.
I think 1 block maybe we could have gotten away with.
All right. Yeah, that's still block snatch, buddy. Okay.
Well, you choose one and I choose one.
Fendal's spring tunic.
You both choose.
Black Tech Whisperers.
Interesting.
The
Wrong,
hell
but
you
interesting.
wrong?
Yeah, wrong.
What?
But interesting. Okay.
Wrong, but interesting.
Where's
funny.
Shoma? Can you come over here and have my back, please?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look, it's hard not to say tunic, but I'm actually going to go for another leg piece, Storm Striders.
Oh, Storm Strider.
That might be correct. That might be correct. Getting the chance to just win the game when you maybe shouldn't be able
I mean, that card basically is like Time Walk. You just get one more turn than your opponent. It's pretty damn good.
All right, so there are...
That was a very in-the-weeds question. Those are both very... Well, the one that Brian said is not. Tunic is the best equipment piece in the game. Traverse the Universe is the second best piece of equipment in the game. And Storm Striders might be the third best equipment in the game. James is probably right.
So many questions about some specific topics that we've gotten into in the past. And, I think the stance is known. But we also have, as always,
I think you're the best in the game, Mike. Aw. I'm the best equipment in the game.
We've gotten into in the past, and I think the stance is known. But we also have, as always, many new players joining our game every day, every week. So rather than go into every specific question that deals with this topic, I'm going to read this one because it kind of encompasses the whole thing.
All right,
Are
Sam.
you planning to re-release heroes like Prism in the future? I am a Dromai fan. From Theo. So we've got a lot of questions about that topic on most heroes that have left us. So just maybe for some of our new players, just want to talk about the philosophy of bringing heroes back to the game.
Certainly, we
This is good to know.
invest
This
a
is
lot
important.
into our heroes, just like you all invest a lot of your time and emotion into the heroes that you love. Likewise,
Riptide.
for us folks at LSS. So, heroes that attain Living Legend, maybe not all of them, but certainly a lot of them, we want to continue on their story. And you've seen us do it in the past. We've returned Prism once already with the Advent of Thrones and Awakener of Soul. And there's certainly intention to return a number of the other iconic heroes that are currently sitting in Living Legend. Like I can tell you already, you know, Viserai, he is one of the most loved heroes in the existence of Flesh and Blood. He always has been since he came out. And he, you know, recently he is our most recent hero to attain Living Legend status. His story ain't done yet. He has a very, very big part to play in the future lore that is unfolding. And
That's pretty cool.
Look, we're already working on future products where Viserai will come back and will
Nice. Viserai already in the works.
play
New Viserai.
a very instrumental part in how the story unfolds here on out. Anything you want to add to that, Brian?
No, I think you summed it up beautifully. We have our eyes on these heroes. We talk about them all the time. We are always considering, is this the right moment? Is this the right time? We care about these heroes just as much as you guys do. So.
Somewhere in a purple Discord, Dromai fans are weeping tears of ash. I know you're out there. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
The Dromai can stay out of the game for a little while longer. We just had a Draconic set with the Hunted, and she wasn't in that one. That's okay. We don't need Dromai. As a Ranger player, the least amount of illusionists in the game, the better.
Look, Dromai is one of those heroes that is near and dear to us as well. She will have her time
My
again.
God. No,
Dragons-
she does not need to have her time again. Please, James, just spare us.
Will soar once again.
My
I believe
God.
it. I believe it.
Please,
All right.
James.
This is. I like this question. What is the balance philosophy behind equipment having 0 block and equipment having no block printed? When you print them with 0 versus when you print them with that pearl, what goes into the design choices and what you want those equipment to be able to do? Because neither of them can block, but some of them can be grabbed by Pulse Wave Harpoon, or no, by T-Bone. Excuse me.
That is actually a really interesting question. This is a cool game design question. This is what the crowd should be asking.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Game design.
very
questions.
pointed interactions we're usually trying to account for if we go down the path of a pearl. I will say the default now is 0 block. We try to make things 0 block unless we absolutely have a very specific reason to do otherwise. And frankly, I would try not to look for those reasons most times now. I think we have evolved our thinking on this over the years and have shifted really hard towards the 0 block, just because you should be able to interact with equipment in various ways.
Yeah, I'd
Good
agree with that. I
answer.
think that we've flip-flopped a little bit on which way we wanted to go, but we've mostly committed to a path now, the 0 block.
Heard. All right, now this one.
Yes, Shep?
I'm gonna have to.
That's interesting. So stuff like T-Bone and other, like T-Bone and Mangle and other equipment interaction can't interact with no block printed equipment versus stuff with 0 block can be interacted with T-Bone and Mangle and stuff. So they want players to be able to interact with the equipment, which is a cool game design philosophy insight. That's pretty cool.
Take a second because there's a real complexity and a real nuance to this that I think might take us a little bit of time to really kind of dive through all the various layers at play here. I know we don't have too much time. I just want everyone to settle in. It's a long question. It might be a long answer. Okay, we all on the same page? So this one says,
What's the joke saying?
Blue 6 powers when? Did you ask this, Nathan? Yeah, was this you? Was this you? Yeah.
Sometime.
Yeah. Sometime. We know we hear you, and we're intentionally starving you, but
There's a very specific brute for those who are not in the joke. There's a brute that really needs blues to function, but he really needs his cards to say 6 attack, 6 power, and he just doesn't have those, and therefore he doesn't really function that well as a hero. And his name is Rhinar. And then they printed KO, which fixed Rhinar's problems and is really good. So I think they're a little bit hesitant to print 6 attack blues for Rhinar, seeing as how good KO was. So good joke, good funny bit.
It's such a delicate
Yeah, he's gonna
balance,
explain it.
to be honest. And we have been hesitant, but look, Rhinar in particular has
Yeah, it's Rhinar.
not been doing the best in Classic Constructors, so the time might be coming where we can
Oh my goodness.
throw him a bone.
Oh my goodness. Throw him a bone, throw him a blue 6 power. Okay. This is from Erica. Any thoughts about expanding LL points to top 8 in tier 3 plus events? There have been considerations. I have to
This is interesting.
imagine everything gets considered, but maybe you want to talk about the philosophy, the decision, where we are now, where we might go.
That topic was thoroughly considered and debated, and it was put to rest, and I can't actually remember the exact reason why we didn't go with that model, but there were good reasons why, and it is what it is, so we're sticking with it for now. But look, we often come back and review these decisions. I wouldn't say that is one that is on the immediate agenda to review, but there were some very compelling good reasons why we went with the option of just the winner getting the LL points, and yeah, it's locked in, at least for the foreseeable future.
I will just point out a fact that maybe merits us bringing this back to the table. With deck list submission now being available in GEM, I think a lot of the logistical hurdles maybe have been taken away. So maybe we bring this back to the table. I think the main thing you should take away from the answer here is that we're always reviewing these policies. We're always thinking about them. I never want to say, no, it's never going to be that way. I'm happy with the way Living Legend is being administered right now, but I do think we should keep this in range and keep thinking about this as time goes on.
The reason why they're bringing this up too is because there is a pretty consistent hero. Usually there is a consistent hero that gets into top 8 in multiples. Like Aurora is currently the big one, where there will be like 3 Auroras in top 8, but a different hero will win the event. So those 3 Auroras will not award any Living Legend retirement. Basically, like, those 3 Auroras did really well, but they didn't get any retirement points. But the hero that won gets the retirement points. And so they're like, well, if every event always has 3 Auroras or 3 Zens or, you know, that type of thing, or 3, like, the most recent top, this is hypothetical, but the most recent top 8 was, you know, 3 Auroras, 2 Zens, a Nu, a Syndra, and a Fang. And the Fang wins. All of these other heroes don't get any retirement points. And Aurora, obviously currently being the best deck by a long shot, still remains in the format, even though consistently 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 of that hero will get to the top 8, but it won't win. So there's very clearly a best deck in the format, but it does not get any closer to being retired because a different hero won the event and will get the retirement points, which is why this question is brought up. And I'm curious why they don't do that. But also, if they did do that, I think heroes would rotate at an alarmingly fast rate, which is unfortunate. I think they want people to be able to play these heroes for a good amount of time. So all of these players are having a lot of fun with Aurora, and she's not getting any retirement points, so people can continue to have fun playing Aurora, but she is the strongest deck in the game right now. So it's a weird balance.
Yeah, it's really, it's such a unique way to deal with legality of cards, deal with legality of decks. You know, we've all been privy to the ways the Living Legend system has changed in the last year plus, 2 years. So, you know, it's, for my money, I like it. I like it. I think it's really cool. I think it's really unique for our game.
I think it's in a good place right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So does Zen.
So does Zen. I mean, he said the thing that everyone was thinking. Zen and Aurora.
I think it's in a good place right now.
Okay.
So does Zen.
And so did Dromai, or no, excuse me, Briar and Prism and all them.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
can
yeah, I
we
forgot
talk
about
about
Briar,
the
too.
philosophy, the design philosophy between the sacred arts, in part the Mistveil, being specializations in all but name? Was this you, Robin? Yeah, there we go. Question from Robin out there. We you know, because a lot of people are like, this looks like a specialization, it feels like a specialization, but it's just Mystic Ninja or Mystic Assassin. You want to talk about just the philosophy there and what led to that decision?
I think they're specializations for now. That's what it comes down to. And they're the type of effects that we want to be able to expand to future heroes in that lane. And sometimes something is so pointed to a hero's identity that it feels like it has to be a specialization. Maybe
Riptide.
these particular instances of these
All of Riptide specializations are so Riptide. It's funny.
mystic plus class leaning cards are just pointed to a really core identity of what these class talent combinations are going to do and where we intend to go back to in the future.
That's a great answer. And
For
that's
what it's
really
worth, I
cool.
have a much less interesting answer to that. I'm pretty sure the reason they're not specializations is text box space.
Oh, that's fair.
Also a possibility.
No, I know. You had a really nice, thorough, nuanced answer. I like that as well. We can all just agree that that was the real answer,
It is
right?
a real design constraint is how many words and line breaks you can fit in a text box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, my God, that text is like, what is Yu-Gi-Oh! Text now? Like three Times New Roman, thin, 3 font to fit an entire novel in the text box. Flesh and Blood
I
doesn't want to do
agonize
that
over
yet.
it
Yeah.
constantly.
Well, those Mystic Heroes were pretty good. They had a lot of text in those.
Me and Josh Scott, we're
Heroes.
always at loggerheads with each other. We're always fighting to prune a word. No, Josh, we cannot expand it to make that, this or that. It's like, no, Josh, we need to actually fit the ability
Yu-Gi-Oh!
in the
Who
text
takes a
box.
degree? Exactly. See, they get it. They want their cards to be readable.
Josh, I love you, my friend. I love you. You do a great job. Thank you for making our game work with as few words as possible.
All right. I think this is Mancore or Manalcore, I'm not sure, but the question is, it's a lovely question. As a non-binary player, Arachne has always been my favorite hero and representation of the they pronoun in gaming. A lot of people still use he, him to refer to them. Is there an official stance on this? I know you're maybe the Arachne master.
They.
Yeah, they, them?
If we're speaking specifically about Arachne Huntsman, they, some of the other Arachnes do have different gender identities, which are also canonic. In some instances, they have been expressed via lore at this point. Other ones are known to the creative team, but I do know they have kind of a Bible for the genders of the Arachne. But when we're speaking Arachne Huntsman, 100% they.
Heard.
Let's go. That's sick. We have non-binary inclusion in our game. Granted, they are an insane assassin, but that's sick that they actually said that Arachne Huntsman is they. That's pretty cool.
Heard. Love it.
Let's go. Inclusion in our game.
It also comes from our YouTube chat. What's up, y'all? Thanks for hanging out.
Hi,
Please don't be
YouTube
mean.
chat.
Sometimes you're mean.
Sorry, Sam.
Are there any plans to update the gold foils to match their extended art counterparts? Oh, here's some yeses from the crowd. Any thoughts on that front?
Yes, and that's common. And got a shout out to Chris Gearing, product engineer. He's always thinking about how to make the Fish and Blood experience, particularly in the collectible aspect, the best that it can be for players. So he was actually the champion of that internally to make that adjustment, and it is coming through. I'm not sure exactly when. It may be later this year, not the immediate future, but it's definitely something that he has been pushing for, and I believe it is coming soon, maybe Q3.
Later in the year, I believe.
Fire. I want them. I mean,
Nice.
I don't win them. I've won an armory, but we don't.
Just
we
I
don't
will
get
note
gold
though,
foils.
it's
Thank you. My
not-
dog.
not all of the gold foils will become EAs. Not all of the art is supportive of that, but where possible, I believe that they are moving to the extended arts, yes.
Sick, sick. All right, this question comes from
More collectible things for you, Tim Bourne. Come start collecting our game, Tim Bourne.
Mikhail, I believe, or Mikhail, I'm not sure. What is the process if there's a card like Static Shock, right? In certain products, Aurora deck, First Strike decks, if players want to find the foil versions of them someday, is that just like a case-by-case basis? Are there always plans to get foils of cards? The other card that he mentions is non-foil Eye of Ophidia. I know we've talked about those before. Just what, the process of if people want to find foils, they're not in boosters.
Oh, woo!
Is it like, oh, these will always come? Is it like a case-by-case, depends on the card? How's it kind of work?
Sure, so the Static Shock example is a good one. We have Gem Pack now, which is a fantastic vehicle to put all these sorts of odds and ends into. So I'm not sure what the Static Shock exactly is in upcoming Gem Pack, but cards like that will be featured in Gem Pack. Also,
Gem
things
packs
like
are
convention
such a good
promos,
thing.
we're placing foil versions of cards that maybe are not available in Rainbow Foil through normal means, as like convention and promos and so on, or gift with purchase, things like that. But yeah, look, again, Chris Gearing, he is the master of all of the product engineering, and he does keep a very close tab on what cards are available, or not available rather, in certain foiling varieties, and finds good homes for them.
Cool. I'm just going to get through some here. Let's see. When New Dromai. When New Dromai. When New Briar.
Sam's a good host.
When New Dromai. Oh, When New Ice Wizard. No, okay, we'll move on. Can you talk about the
When New
philosophy and
Icelander.
maybe the balancing act between designing brand new heroes and supporting our old heroes? How often do you find yourselves feeling like
This is
wanting
another good design philosophy question.
to bring new heroes into the game, make sure that the old heroes who aren't necessarily doing the best
This
in
dev
the
talk
meta
has
get some
actually been
support?
interesting.
Like,
I'm glad
just
we watched
how is
it.
it trying to find the balancing act as you think of these new products?
I will say this question was far more challenging before we introduced the expansion slot. It's become much easier to go ahead and try and get some support to these
We stand game
underrepresented,
design.
undersupported.
I literally am going to start a script on a game design, a TCG design philosophy video for Flesh and Blood and around Command and Conquer.
Heroes, but we have underrepresented, undersupported heroes. But we have to balance this all the time, and it is something that our philosophy is ever evolving, ever changing. Maybe you want to speak a little bit about that philosophy.
Sure. I mean, just speaking to the expansion slot from set 17, the expansion slot is actually increasing significantly.
Ooh, that's good. Set 17 has a bigger expansion slot.
So that we can better support the existing hero
Nice.
roster. But look, when it comes to the decision of whether to create a brand new hero or return a hero in a product, it really comes down to the needs of the product itself. But you know, I will say that we are making some more intentional design decisions around re-featuring some of our existing roster, and
That's cool.
part of that is because they're just cool heroes that we want to do more with. Part of it is also about just managing the number of different heroes that exist on the Living Legend leaderboard.
That makes
I think that
sense.
at the moment it's probably in a reasonable spot, but we don't want to see it bloat too much, more than current levels. So I mean, that's a pretty big motivator to create standalone sets that are returning heroes, kind of in the way that we did with Outsiders a few years back.
Outsiders introduced Riptide, Azuri. Oh, I guess in a bunch of like Iraq. Interesting. I guess Outsiders is an interesting way to do that.
Now, this is an interesting one. This is from Rome. Oh, that last one was from Piers, by the way. Piers, thank you for your question. They get that the Emperor is dead in the lore, but they would like to resurrect him They want a new weapon, and they say it seems like we are already raising some dead. Any chance of the Emperor coming back?
Exactly, right?
Right? Thank
Right.
you. Right? What do you think?
Necromancers are in the game now, so anything is possible, basically.
Let's go.
Also, we've done a lot. There's truly so many people asking about Dromai, but I like this one from Chris. When are we getting Empress Dromai back? I need her back. She took the kids. All right.
So many people want Dromai back. My God, you thirsty gamers.
We've gotten through most of our questions, so I have one final one. This also comes from me. Who wins between the two of you? Classic Constructed right now. You two battle it out. Who's taking it down? Yeah, don't put your head back. I want the answer. I want you to throw that down.
Definitely Brian, because he actually plays Flesh and Blood. I have to run the studio. He gets to play Flesh and Blood. But it's not easy. This guy works damn hard running our dev team, and but he's pretty good at Flesh and Blood. Much better than me these days.
I'm really glad James said that, because I thought I was going to say something that could potentially get me fired. So we're good there. Like, it's good to see we're on the same page.
Yeah.
It's hard to play your game and also be the CEO of the company. It's kind of hard to find time to grind out games.
Yeah,
huh?
no, I mean, and the one thing we can all agree on, I'm wiping the floor with both of you.
Obviously.
Your ass is grass, bro. Your ass is grass. Thank you all so much for joining us for this Dev Talk Live. We really appreciate it. We got the World Tour all these next 3 days. Pro Tour, side of...
That's sick. That is so much. Hold on. I gotta make this big again. There we go. Oh my God, there's so much content coming out for Flesh and Blood this year. That's really kind of crazy, and that's really fucking cool. I'm glad that is the way it is happening. I'm very excited for everything that's going to be going on this year, and everything looks insanely cool. We have social play, commander format, competitor. We have the mastery pack stuff. We have a bunch of new armory decks. There's still another set that comes out at the end of the year. There's so much, and I only hope that they can manufacture this properly, because I only have 12 seats at my pre-release, and we've sold 28 and 25 tickets respectively for the Rosetta and the Hunted. And I only got 2 max decks coming in next week. And there is at least 10 people that want to buy it in my area. And I'm trying to make Capstone the premier Flesh and Blood store in the Cincinnati area. And if they refuse to let me sell their product, I don't know what to do, man. But all that stuff looks exciting. Also, I thought that was going to be way shorter. That was a 2-hour ordeal, chat. My God. We unfortunately will not be playing any Pokemon Renegade Platinum tonight. I thought I was gonna start earlier, and I also thought that was gonna be not an hour and a half long. My goodness. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. If you're on Twitch, make sure to follow. And we shall see. Hope you have a good night. Hope you have a good night as well. Timborn, I'll see you in Montreal when you start collecting. Love your knees. Good night. Good night. I may or may not stream Pokemon Renegade Platinum tomorrow. We'll see. Just make sure to keep in touch with the Discord. Or join the Discord if you haven't done so already. But I know you guys are in it. We'll see what we're going to do. But Have a good night. Stay safe. Be kind to the people around you. And I will see you all later. Oh, and make smart decisions. Good night.